Repeat. Mazda 3年発のスモールです。
The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of God. And if children, then heirs, heirs of God, and joint heirs with God. If so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. For the earnest expectation of the creature waited for the manifestation of the sons of God. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who hath subjected the same, in hope, because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of God. For we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now. And not only they, but ourselves also, which have the first fruits of the Spirit, even we ourselves groan within ourselves, waiting for the adoption to it, the redemption of our body. I will declare the decree. The Lord hath said unto me, Thou art my son. This day have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces, like a potter's vessel. Be wise now, therefore, O ye kings. Be instructed, ye judges of the earth.
Rakta Yahusha, Rakta Yahweh, Rakta Yahweh, Rakta Yahusha.
Repeat. Mazda 3年発のスモールです。
All right. Shalom. Shalom. First and foremost, we would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who will teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers. And peace and blessings and salutation to the hopeful lake out there pushing the word and truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful lake, the believers, the listeners, whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. All right, I'm the brother Yashim Martin to my left, and we're GMS. We're out of GMS Mississippi camp, and just coming with a lesson. All right, dealing with it's bigger than us. It's bigger than us. We've come into this ministry. We're coming to the truth. We're coming to this understanding. And one of the things that we come into the understanding of is this thing is bigger than us, especially coming from a culture, American culture, and then American culture, you have the subculture of black culture and nigger culture, where it's a hyper individual culture, it's a self-centered, narcissistic, okay, everybody's the main character, okay, but when you go into the scriptures, we understand that we all play our part, okay, in the Lord's agenda and righteousness, man. Lord will, we are that elect. Every brother has their office, okay, within this ministry, all right, that serves the overall agenda of righteousness that Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai, all right, has planned within prophecy, man. Okay, and we learn those things, going to the counsel of our forefathers, because this book, you go into the scripture, we begin to take on the mind of our forefathers, how they move, their demeanor, okay, the way that they, reacted in the clutch, their faith, we begin to take those things on as we tap in, you say so.
This
culture, American culture, has bred this self-entitled people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody here is raised to think that, as the brother said, that they are the main character. You know, they believe everybody should cater to them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even the lowest of our people, even the poor. You know, they be like, hey, give me this, give me that. You know, they don't. They think because they're in America, because they got the best system. You know, everything is catered to them, that they better than everybody. You know, and because of that, they deserve everything. Mm-mm. Everybody ain't on that level. Everybody's not on that level, you know. So people begin to self-worship, you know, become to worship themselves and things that are of themselves. Like, you know, the woman, she'll worship a child, she'll worship that degree, you know. They'll worship materialistic things that they add to themselves, so they can show off and say, "Hey, look at me. I mean, I'm bigger and better now."
Mm-hmm.
You know,
It's a bunch of vanity, man.
yeah.
But when you go into the scriptures that we'll get into, you can get that. Matter of fact, get that in Proverbs 13, and then we get Genesis. But let's get that in Proverbs chapter 13 and verse 22. And then it's going to set the tone for the rest of the list.
Okay. His children's children.
Yeah, a good man leaving an inheritance to his children's children. Okay, go ahead.
And the wealth of the sinner is laid up for the just.
Yeah, so a just man leave wealth for his children's children. Wait a minute. So when you go in the spirit, it was Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Mm.
And Jacob is, because your children's children were your grandchildren. It's not Jacob was the grandchild of the grandson of Abraham. Okay? Did not Jacob receive the blessing that was given to his grandfather by the Most High? You know, so Abraham, he left the ultimate blessing for his children's children.
Mm-hmm.
He was thinking bigger than himself. He was thinking bigger than one lifetime. You know, we come from a culture where our people thought bigger than one lifetime. It wasn't just about one lifetime. Okay? They always considered the generation that was to come. Okay? They knew it was bigger than them. You know? Not only did they know it was bigger than them in that very moment, but they knew that their whole life was a part of a bigger purpose.
Mm.
You know? And they made moves, okay? And they had situations, all right, in which they acted on behalf of something that was bigger than them.
Mm.
You know? Say something.
Because a lot of people, like, first, our forefathers, like, when they heard this will affect your children from the third and fourth generation, they cared. They cared. Nowadays, someone hear that, be like, I'm gonna be dead.
Yep.
I ain't gonna be here for that.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
You know?
No consideration.
No consideration. Why? Because the scripture said, because judgment isn't executed speedily, you know, on that part, but also they don't have a far sight,
Mm-hmm.
you know, for judgment or for all righteousness.
Yep.
You know? Because our forefathers understood this, you know, they were like, I want my kids to do well. You know, because they knew reincarnation. That was already a fact to them. You know, they knew their kids were gonna be good and they gotta come back, and they're gonna come back through their father's line, their line. So they want to be set up. You know, when I come back, I hope I am in better cases. You know, in a better case.
Oh, the nation was in a better case.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say, because each family playing their part, everybody win.
Mm-hmm.
You go into Yahushua lived how he lived when he came, you know, as Yahushua, because he wanted everybody to win.
Mm-hmm.
He knew that he had to accomplish his mission for everybody to win. It was bigger than him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's why he endured the cross, as we always get, because he understood it was bigger than him. He had to finish so everybody could win. So every Israelite can win, beginning with the elect, man. Beginning with those first fruits. You see, those spirits that was back with him first, man. Okay? Yahushua knew it was bigger than him and his situation. That's why he took the shame.
Mm.
You know, he had no ego when they were slapping him, putting the thorn in the cross, the crown of thorns on him, beating him with the cattail whip. Okay? He ate that because he knew, all right, he had to finish the course because he was finishing something that was bigger than him.
Mm.
You know? You can read that book in Genesis 17:6.
Okay, it's Genesis chapter 17, verse 6. And I will make thee exceeding fruitful, and will make thee and make a nation of thee,
Yep.
and king shall come out of thee.
Yeah, so he said, I will make nations of thee. You see? So Abraham, was promised to be a father of nations. You gotta think about that. You're being told that as a man. You see? So now you're one man, but you're being told that nations are going to come out of you. Okay? So hey, it became bigger than him.
Mm.
You see, at that moment, instantly became bigger than him. Okay? Go ahead.
And I will establish my covenant between me and thee and thy seed after thee in their generation.
Oh, you see how the Most High thinks generational?
Mm.
So the Most High, he's immortal. You think the Most High thinking about one lifetime at a time? No. Most High is way out there.
Mm-hmm.
We just now starting to, tap into it. But the Most High, he way out there.
That's how you know he's gonna keep his word, because it's like he's everlasting. They might die, he might die, she might die, but he's gonna keep going.
Right.
He got a promise to keep.
Right.
His promises is right here. He made a promise right here, and it's the completion of the promise right here. Some people might have fallen off, along the way, but it's still going.
They're gonna meet them promises.
They're gonna meet them promises.
Yep. So I set up for every Israelite to meet those promises. The first elect represent what that first batch, those top houses that's gonna be established in Israel. And see, what we have to understand, we got to think, brothers, what we doing now is going to affect every Israelite from here eternally. Think about that. Forever, now forever, whenever an Israelite is, at his palace enjoying wine, got his maids and acres, and got his set up. He gonna have to think about first Yahweh Bahashem, Yahushua. Then he has to think about those first fruit, those elect that stood stiffly in the merit. Like, that's gonna Lord willing, if we of that number, we're gonna be the origin of the greatness of our people forever. Under Yahushua. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why it's bigger than that. That's why these little moments, we can't get caught up and distracted and wrestling with these little moments. Man, this is bigger than us. It's bigger than what we've been taught here in America, man. This is way bigger. We gotta think big. If we're not big thinkers, man, hey, we're not gonna fully comprehend the assignment. You gotta think big. You really gotta think big to comprehend the assignment. Like, oh shit. I know you had a moments you be like, shit. You really started to comprehend, like, we're a part of something. You got
Okay.
verse 7.
Okay. Start from the top.
Okay.
And I will establish my covenant between me and thee and thy seed after thee in their generation, an everlasting covenant, to be a power unto thee and to thy seed after thee. Verse 8.
So that was the point.
Okay.
So the covenant was established with Abraham, that promise. But then his seed. But then when you say his seed, speaking of what? Isaac and Jacob. Okay? A good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. Well, Abraham was the greatest example of it. Okay, now let's fast forward to Genesis 22. Now this is when let's start at This is Genesis 22 and 11. And we can read it in the NLT. Yeah. Genesis 22. Now, this is when Abraham was going to sacrifice Isaac. You know, the Lord was testing his faith. You see, and he was willing to do it. He was willing to be obedient. And see, when you get to verse 11, you know, the angels want to intervene, you know, because it was a test. But Abraham was going to go all the way through with it. Okay? Well, let's pick up at verse 11 for time's sake. You can read it.
Okay, this is Genesis chapter 22, verse 11 in the NLT. At that moment, the angel of the Lord called to him from heaven, Abraham, Abraham.
Yep.
Yes, Abraham replied, here am I. Don't lay a hand on the boy. The angel said, do not hurt him in any way. For now I know that you truly fear the Most High. You have not withheld from me even your son.
Your only son, yeah.
Your only son.
Hey, so Abraham, even his only son. You see, he was up in age, but he had all faith in his power. Remember, in 17, it said he's going to be father of many nations. But here it is, he only has one son. So in order for him to be willing to sacrifice, he knew that the Lord could raise him up. You see, he believed in the resurrection back then. See, Abraham had complete faith in Yahweh Bashim al-Shah because he knew, see, this is bigger than me. His obedience showed that he understood it was bigger than him, and he didn't get caught up in the emotion. He's my only son. He didn't get caught up in that emotion. He understood, okay, whatever the Lord got it figured out. You know? And we have to fully believe, like, look, the Lord got it figured out. The easiest thing to do, because we come from a culture to where we're taught to govern ourselves based off emotion or an appearance or public persona, ego. We're taught to govern ourselves off that. Okay? It ain't even about right or wrong. It ain't even about, you know, having a righteous agenda. It's about how it looked to the public, the optics of the situation. No. He understood, like, look, sacrificing my son, you know, doesn't stop the promise, man. Okay? But whatever the Lord promised, it was bigger than that moment. You see, so he didn't get caught in the moment. Go ahead.
Then Abraham looked up and saw a ram caught by his horn in a thicket. So he took the ram and sacrificed it as a burnt offering in the place of his son.
Yeah, go ahead.
And Abraham named the place
Yahweh Yerah.
Yahweh Yerah, which means the Lord will provide.
The Lord will provide. Go ahead.
To this day, people still use that name as a proverb. On the mountain of the Lord, it will be provided.
Go ahead.
Then the angel of the Lord called again to Abraham from heaven. This is what the Lord says, because you have obeyed me and have not withheld even your son, your only son. I swear by my own name that I will certainly bless you. I will multiply your descendants beyond number, like the stars in the sky and the sand of the seashore. Your descendants will conquer the cities of their enemies.
Oh, he threw that in there. You said, oh, wait. Your descendants will conquer the cities of their enemies. And speaking of Esau, who runs the earth right now, man. Okay, you see how the Most High is always thinking big. Okay? So what he did in that moment played a part in the bigger picture. You know? His faith, you know, opening up for his descendants to be able to conquer their enemies in the latter end. And we in that time now. Okay? And it's going to be through who? Yahweh Shai, who is a descendant of Abraham. Now we know Yahweh Shai is before Abraham. He's the only begotten son. Okay? But on a surface level, you know, he's a descendant of Abraham through, all right, Jacob, Judah, through King David. You see? But ultimately, things circles back, okay, to Yahweh Shai. You know, and Yahweh Shai, when he came, that's why he lived how he lived, because he was bigger than him. He wasn't trying to be popular in Rome. Okay? He wasn't trying to prove himself, to the wicked leadership back then. No, he didn't come for that. He came to complete a mission. You see? Because he knew who he was, and he knew he was going to come back, as the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. So he wasn't tripping on the right thing. You see? He knew he had to complete the assignment of being a sacrifice, and then, that would bring the nation back into favor, beginning with the elect. Back to the Father. See, we needed favor with the Father more than how Shai needed to prove a point to a nigga.
Right.
Like we needed favor. Prove the point to a nigga who gonna get us nowhere. You know what I'm saying? No, he had to complete the assignment. So we in that same mindset. Why we're not here to go back and forth and prove points with you people, man. We know we telling the truth. Just stick around. We're gonna see if your dumbass doctrine gonna hold up. We're gonna see if the power you serve gonna hold up. We're gonna see if you goddamn you self-worshiping ass people. We're gonna see if that's gonna hold up against the Lord's wrath. Because
they believe that their material possession will be able to save them.
Yep.
Some trust in swords, some trust in chariots. They believe these doomsday prepping is gonna get them out. It's gonna help them dodge the judgment of Yahweh Shem Shai. And it won't. It won't. It's set up for his people to reign and rule. He finished the mission. And that was the promise that was the agreement with him and Yahweh. He accomplished this. He's gonna get him the heathen for the inheritance.
Everybody finna win, man. What we're doing on the individual level is for the collective. So that's why even brothers, we talk about self-care. Well, look, really self-care is for us to fulfill our office. Because the main reason we do self-care was for energy, clarity, which is for to serve in our office, which benefits the body. You see? So even within self-care, well, it's rooted in everybody winning. Because every brother being the best version of themselves, that's a strong nation. So read verse 18, read the KJV.
Okay. Verse 18. This is Genesis chapter 22, verse 18. And in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed, because thou hast obeyed my voice.
Yeah, so his obedience played a part in what all of us being blessed. All the tribes, because the nations are the tribes. Each tribe is likened to a nation. But each tribe now has an inheritance based on Abraham's obedience. And what Yahweh Shai did, matter of fact, get Romans 14, not Romans, Romans 15 and 8. Because we had fell out of favor with the Most High according to the first covenant. But when Yahweh Shai renegotiated the contract, through his sacrifice, man. Go ahead.
Here's Romans chapter 15, verse 8.
Yep.
Now I say that Yahweh Shai HaMashiach was a minister of the circumcision.
Yeah, beginning with Judea. Because his ministry was towards those of the circumcision. Get them in order, then the truth with the faithful go beyond to the Israelites that was considered uncircumcised, but they had to be established in Judea. And how Shai he established, the faith of those elect those in Judea during the time. Go ahead.
For the truth that we have by Shema Shai to confirm the promises made unto thy fathers.
Oh, to confirm the promises made to the fathers. Okay? That's why when Mary was looking for Yahushua, he said, look, once you know not, be about my father's business. Because the father's business was for him to reconcile Israel back to him. See, Yahushua was on the mission. It was bigger than him. That's why he didn't deal with his family and children. And no, he was on a mission. He was on a very urgent, okay, vital mission, man, that he had to fulfill. You see? So Yahushua, he confirmed the promises of the fathers. So through Yahushua, that promise still stands. You know, we're reconciled back to the promises of our forefathers. And through faith, we're going to inherit their promise, man. We're going to endure what we have to go through to inherit their promise. Okay? And Israelites that are not even born yet, the Israelites that are going to be born in the kingdom are going to benefit off first what Yahushua did, okay, and then what we're doing now. You know? Under the banner of Yahushua. Let me say something.
Can I have a quick one?
You got it?
What's it? This is 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse
Oh, yeah. Spirit.
16.
Started on 14.
What's come?
So,
Neglect not the gift that is in thee,
Yep.
which was given thee by prophecy,
Yep.
which the laying on of the hands and of the presbytery.
which is the elder. You say neglect not the gift that is within us, because even the gift we got is for everybody to win. You know, that's why we bring the gift that was given to us, we bring it to the body, and everybody benefit off that gift. So everybody can win. You see, the whole thing is that it's bigger than us, man. We don't just have this gift to become YouTube celebrities,
Right.
to build a brand, okay, for filthy lucre, clout. No. We have this gift to bring to the body for the body to be builded up, man. You know, I say something.
I would say to be braggadocious.
Yeah.
Because that scripture says, knowledge puff it up.
Mm-hmm.
When you puffed up, what you start bragging, start rubbing your shoulders, and start saying, you know, cut this healing like this.
Yeah.
Watch this, you know.
Yeah, because you start service, you start to serve yourself. The gift we have ain't for us to serve ourselves with the gift. You know, we're not here. We weren't given these gifts for our self-interest, man. No, there's a bigger picture. There's a bigger play at hand, and it involves the collective. You know, and that's going back to the truth. Because about culture, where it's get it how you live, dog eat dog. And we took it on a whole new perspective, which is to move based on the collective. Those that are like-minded. You know, you got, bro.
Verse 16, take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine, and continue in them.
Yep.
For in doing this, thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee.
Oh, thou shalt save thyself and those that hear thee. Okay? So it's bigger than just us, man. When we take heed to ourselves, making sure we on point, making sure the doctrine on point, being thorough, you know, as we study, research, you know, being thorough. Because if we on point, the nation on point. Okay? We're not just being on point to make a Facebook post.
Right.
I got my shit together. You know what I'm saying? In front of the in front of Mercedes. I got my shit together. No, man. Bigger than that. Okay? This ain't no individual victories. You know, we're gonna win as a collective. Everybody winning individually with a collective mindset where the collective win. And Yahushua was the biggest example of it. Okay? So when you that was last verse or no?
Yeah, that was the last verse.
Yeah, because what it say, give thyself wholly unto it.
Can't it say, when we get over 16?
Yeah, read it.
Verse 16, First Timothy chapter 4, verse 16. Take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine. continue in them, for in doing this thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee.
Yeah. And what's say 15? Give thyself holy. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Meditate upon these things.
Yep.
Give thyself wholly to them,
Give thyself holy. Go ahead.
that thy profiting may appear to all.
That thy profit may appear to all.
Mm.
So when you go to holy, holy is an adverb that means completely, entirely, or to the full extent.
Mm.
It indicates that something is done without any exception or limitation.
Mm.
You know, so that's why I said give ourselves wholly unto them. We're supposed to give ourselves wholly to our life, entirely. We're supposed to be obsessed with this thing.
Mm.
You know, we're supposed to live, eat, breathe this truth, man. Supposed to be obsessed with this thing. Whatever our life is, man, whatever the portion the Lord gave us, man, we're supposed to give ourselves wholly unto these things.
Mm.
So what? Our profit may appear to all. See that? So as an individual, you give yourself wholly. But who benefit? All of the hopeful late benefit of us giving ourselves entirely to this, man. You know? It's always a collective mindset in the truth, man. You see? That selfish shit ain't gonna make it. See, that selfish, me, how I feel, and, you know, what you said 2 months ago, hey, you know, I ain't got up. No, man, we passed that, man. You know, if you can't think about the collective, man, you're not gonna be around. That selfish shit gonna get burnt up in America, man. That selfish, self-centered, self-interest shit, that shit gonna get burnt up in America, man. That shit is not going on the cherry.
Mm.
You know, yeah, so.
Come.
And then we can end with Hebrews 12 and 2.
This is Baruch chapter 4, verse 28 and 29.
Yeah.
For as it was your mind to go astray from Yahweh Shem Yahushua, so being returned, seek him 10 times more, for he that have brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy with your salvation. You know, so as giving yourself holding to him, like we was going out, like we was mad in this world. This world we was just blinded. But because of what Yahushua did, we're able to connect back to him and, you know, have that good connection to the Father through him. So what? We should have our mind on him continually, you know, not just like a Christian do just on Sundays, and it's back to being, you know, being a hoe and that nigga, you know, nah, it's every day. Every day we're supposed to continue to grow in this thing, getting better and better and better and better. You know?
Can we say on that, bro? Yeah, get the Hebrews 12 and 2, but we can end it on that.
This is Hebrews chapter 12, verse 2. Looking unto Yahushua, the author and finisher of our faith, whom for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of Yahweh.
Yeah, so main point is the joy that was before him. What was the joy? Everybody winning. Okay? Beginning with his brethren, the first fruit. Okay? Then the rest of the elect men, women, and children. And then eventually even 2/3 gonna come back. And they right goddamn mind, man. Okay? So Yahushua, he endured that suffering because he knew it was bigger than him. Okay? So he didn't mind to endure the shame. You know, that was a shameful death. Yahushua had to have no ego. They talk about death to the ego. To endure that type of death, that shame, and that torment, okay? Yahushua had to have no ego, man. Okay, but have a mindset towards the overall victory, man. Something that was bigger than him.
Okay. Yeah, because you know, once like you know how these rappers once they get big, what they do, they go back to get their family, their friends, you know, their friends, so they can live it up with them. You know, you have other celebrities who do, cut off everybody. They be like, man, they be depressed. They be depressed, and Yahushua knew that. If Yahushua was the only one to get eternal life, he wouldn't want it. He said he went back and did this for his people, his brethren. So we may have that joy with him. That's love. That's love.
Yeah, that's the point, So we'll leave it there. We just want to tap in, Lord will you brothers. All right, and if you sisters edify once again, give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakadash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, and being great examples towards younger brothers. And peace and blessing, salutations, hopefully, shalom.
Shalom.